Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm here on Register Ridge Trail on my way up to Baldy and other points up there in that way. Decided to do the Register Ridge Trail today. Register Ridge Trail is the steepest and shortest path to Baldy. And although there's hundreds of people out here, there's nobody on Register Ridge but me. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. As I pan around here, I don't know if it's going to come out on camera or not, but this trail is brutally steep. It's only a little over a mile up to where it intersects with the Double Backbone Trail, but you gain some serious elevation. So as I climb up this trail here, a lot of times, I guess I should say a little bit, the trail is actually made up of a bunch of very, very short switchbacks. And so whenever I'm hiking trails like this, I try to stop at the end of a switchback because that's where you're going to have hopefully a little bit of flat space to stop and rest and catch your breath. So I'm zooming in on the parking area where I parked. Came up that road right there. So you can see I haven't really come a long distance from the car. I've just gained a lot of elevation. And as I zoom back out here, I mentioned the ski hut trail. Well, there's the ski hut. I'm zoomed in about as far as I can with my camera, so I apologize for the shakiness. But that's the ski hut. That's about halfway up if you're going up the ski hut trail. But that's not my trail. Today, I'm over here on Register Ridge. So the terrain here has just changed from being on a single track trail in the dirt. It's got a little bit less steep, and now we're getting into some rocky field. This was a little bit easier to climb. The footholds are definitely much more sure. One other thing, the guy I passed mentioned that just 4 weeks ago this trail was under snow and very cold, and here we are 4 weeks later and it's now sweltering hot. Got to be about 85 to 90 right now, and beautiful sunrise. And the ski lift, if the sun wasn't there, you'd have a better view of the ski lift. I'll try to zoom in, see what happens here. That's called Baldy Notch. There's a restaurant there, ski lift ends there. And that's fire road from the parking lot area to there, and then it's a trail from there up to the summit. I mentioned a fire road up to the ski lift. You can see the fire road really clearly there. And that's the way I'll be coming down, I think. Devil's Backbone to the restaurant to the fire road. So that'll be interesting. See a few dots down there of other hikers. And mountain's starting to get a little bit close. That's good. The last thing I want to mention is this rocky scree field is easier to climb across, but the trail is a lot more faint, so you really got to pay attention. Make sure you're staying on trail. As you can see, I've emerged from the rocky scree area back to a regular dirt single track trail, and it's decided to get steep again. Steeper than that rest area anyway. So I'm literally going, I don't know, 50 yards, 100 yards, and having to stop and catch my breath because it's just brutal. There's something you don't see every day. Second one I've seen this season, actually. The first one was in the Grand Canyon, of all places. Beautiful snake, baby one, just hanging out. I'm gonna leave him alone, but he is beautiful. So I'm definitely on the upper half of this section of the Register Ridge. And there's been actually a few more level spots than I remember the first time doing it. So this is another one. And we're now transitioning to go up the side of a mountain. And that means we're getting pretty close to the other trail. Devil's Backbone Trail. Been 2 hours since I joined the Register Ridge Trail. I'm not yet up at where it intersects with Devil's Backbone. The second half of this trail is just as steep, if not steeper, than the first section. And the air is thinner, so I'm having trouble catching my breath. The two guys passed me, I got another guy coming up behind me. I'm not sure if the camera does this justice, but this is brutally steep. Luckily, I think I'm getting pretty close to the trail. Probably in the next 15 or 20 minutes, I should be intersecting Devil's Backbone. I made it to the junction. Devil's Backbone to Baldy's that direction. That's the Register Ridge Trail right there that I just came up. This is Devil's Backbone back towards Baldy Notch. And there's a group headed up to Harwood, and I'll be right behind them. And way up in the distance there's another guy just disappearing. He's right about at the summit. And that's where I'm going to go right now. But this concludes the video of the Register Ridge, which is really what I wanted to capture today. Brutally steep. It took me 2 hours and 10 minutes from the time I got onto trail just above the register board there till here reaching the Devil's Backbone Trail.